Okay, this short series of videos is meant to introduce you to Office 365 and show you some of the different things that are available to you now that we've moved towards a subscription model. Office 365 from Microsoft is the way that they now structure their licenses for the applications that they have available for them. So when you come to office.com and sign in, you'll see that there's a number of apps that are available to you across here. Okay, this is like what we already have at William Carey in terms of our Google Drive apps. So like we've got Docs and Sheets and Slides, this is Microsoft's cloud versions, and just like we've got Google Drive as our cloud-based storage, Microsoft has a cloud-based storage in Onedrive. And so that means that the things you do in Word and the things you do Excel or PowerPoint can now be shared through OneDrive with the students who you're teaching. So I'm going to demonstrate some of those things. So your William Carey email addresses, your at WCCS New South Wales Edu AU email addresses will allow you to sign in at office.com. You can see over here on the right hand side there's an option to install the applications on your computer as well as access these ones, which are the cloud-based versions of the apps. So let's have a look at OneDrive. As I said, that's the cloud storage offering from Microsoft, which means that the files are stored not on our computers or not on our servers, but they're actually stored on Microsoft servers, and so that means that they're more easily accessible from anywhere in the world. Okay, you can see, just like Google Drive, that you can add documents to the storage, you can add folders to the storage. You can see here there's a Word document or a couple of Word documents stored in mine. You can upload files from your computer to the Office OneDrive, and you can see, just like in Google Drive, you can access your files, you can see your recently accessed files, and you can also see the files which are shared with you specifically, or this is a nice little feature for Office, you can also see the files which are shared by you. So this is the Shared With Me tab, and then we've got Shared by Me as well. Okay, so because these files are available in OneDrive, it means that we also have access to that through the desktop applications. So you can see at the moment I'm in Chrome and I can access the cloud versions of the applications here. So if I click on Word, and then that's going to give me a web-based version of Word. You can see I can create a document here. I can use templates here, and down the bottom I can select some files. So if I open up the Bogey Beast, you can see there's a interface which you are somewhat familiar with. So it looks very similar to the application Microsoft Word, but it's running inside the web browser here. So you've got the tabs across the top that you can choose. You can see there's Spellcheck built into it, so you can right click on the words and choose the spelling, and there's also grammar checkers built into it as well. So just like what you're used to, or very similar to what you're used to with the desktop version, but it's running on the internet in the cloud. If I go to my Microsoft Word program, you can see right here, so this is now the actual Word program that's installed on my computer. You can see that when I go to the File tab and I choose Open, you have access to your normal PC and you can browse to find files, but you also have access to this little option here, which is your OneDrive folder stored not on our servers but stored on Microsoft's servers. So if you click on OneDrive, you can see the same folder structure that I showed you in the browser is there. The Bogey Beast is there, and if I double click on the Bogey Beast, then it actually downloads that file from the cloud and opens it in Microsoft Word. When I save here, it's not saving it to my local computer, it's going to save it back to the internet. And so that means that I can make changes in the program I'm used to, Microsoft Word, save it to OneDrive, so you can go File and just choose Save a Copy. You can save it to your OneDrive, you can give it a different name and have different versions, and you can have your folder structure set up there as well. Okay, so you can use that within Microsoft Word. Now the sharing features. Okay, so because this is stored in the cloud now instead of being stored on your W drive or being stored on our X drive, you'll see over here on the right hand side there's an option to share. you can click that, and just like in a Google document, you can choose who to actually share that with. And so you can see here the default is that anyone with the link can edit. If you click on that option, then you can change it to just people who have a WCCS email address, or you can specify specific people. So I'm going to specify some specific people I can share this with. So if I choose that option, notice I've ticked allow editing. There's also an option to set an expiration date, but let's choose specific people and say apply. You can type a message here to those people. Our working copy of our story. Oh, that's not my message, is it? Sorry, that's my message underneath. I've got to type the actual names of the people, so I can type the message underneath there, and then I can enter in some email addresses. So if I start typing a username of someone in our school, you can see that the people who have email addresses that match that will pop up, and so that way I can share this document with those specific people, and they would then get that as a document that's shared with them in order to be able to edit that document, just like a Google document. The other thing that's great about that is that if you go to share and say anyone with the link can edit, or people in WCCS can edit it, and then you apply that, you'll be able to actually get a link here. See there's an option to copy a link, which you could publish to your Google Classroom. So there's my link. Let's say copy, and if you then open up your Google Classroom, you can submit that as a task that people would be able to edit in the Google Classroom document, or view in the Google Classroom document. And so that would mean that you can have a collaborative Word document that students can be editing using the regular version of Microsoft Word. They just need to sign into Microsoft Word in order to be able to do that. So hopefully that clarifies a little bit between the OneDrive, what OneDrive is, and some of the things that you can do in terms of sharing. Just one thing before I finish this video. You'll see over here on the left there's also this little 9-dot square. That's called the App Launcher, and if you press that little button, then it will actually allow you to switch between the different cloud-based applications, or go back to your OneDrive. So if I choose OneDrive there, it should take me back to OneDrive. There it is, it's just a bit slow. Okay, so you can see that my OneDrive has opened up once again, and I'm back to the cloud storage, the internet version of my documents, the one that's stored in the cloud.